Hello to anyone listening, my name is Peter Clutton and I will be your moderator for this commentary. I have with me two gents who are here to talk with me about the Ninja Spin-Off Episode 3 for a cast commentary. And if they could now introduce themselves in order of how much they just gosh darn love Christmas.
Apparently neither of us really like
threw you
Christmas
for a loop,
then.
didn't it?
Okay, well, I'm Alexander Clowes. I love Christmas, particularly the gifts I get. That's what I love about it most, though.
Excellent.
I'm such a selfless person.
And to the man beside me who's giggling at that idea.
Hi, I'm Patrick Lamb, and quite Christmas, yes.
Excellent. And just for reference of anyone who can't see you, which is everyone, which characters have you each played in this episode?
Well, I play the character of Jaiku, the lovable thief.
And I play Seal Dandan, which is the guy who's always wearing yellow shirts and changing red hair.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember. It's like you had like 4 different hair colors throughout the entirety of the series.
Yeah.
Which is amazing because you were, because it was just like, oh man.
I haven't
so good.
I wish I had wigs.
I know where Dine hid the third.
This is the thing to the two people out there who've seen the previous series as well as listened. Hello to you, by the way.
This one is the most
will know that Patrick's ever-changing hair is pretty much a staple of any character he plays.
the amulets don't have that power.
Yeah.
This one
Yeah.
does.
Even when you were part of the ninjas, your hair changed scene for scene radically.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's what happens when you have episodes being recorded over months.
Months, yeah.
Let's go.
One of those little hiccups in production, I guess.
I guess I'm trying to keep it consistent throughout each filming session, I guess, which Peter was doing in the Ninja Spinner, but like with the pages on the ninjas itself, it was a lot more random, to be honest. There wasn't really much requirement for like how you looked or what you need to wear then, I think. Yeah.
I originally didn't get to see much of the ninjas. I've only seen the like odd episode. I really only came into this entire thing with this spin-off. And look at me run.
That's a cool run. I like that scene.
Well, thanks. It took me like 6 attempts to land without falling on my butt.
Wow.
Yeah, and obviously, even though you only just appear in this episode, Alex, your character's image has been splashed across opening sequences since the beginning of the series, and so people have gotten a good look at that rather unique costume of yours.
Yeah, that costume is actually like a higgle-piggledy of various things I just had lying in my closet. The blue garment with the sleeves is actually a thermal vest for under a motorcycle jacket. The black top over it was just something I picked up in Spain once, and then obviously the Naruto headband is from the I forget the name of it, the like cast out clan.
You think it's lost?
Sound Ninja, wasn't
Is
it?
it that hard to
No, not Sound Ninja. It was oh god, no, Sasuke.
Yeah.
Sasuke.
Oh yeah.
Sasuke's older brother. When he's like he puts the scar through the leaf. So the headband. That's
What is this Naruto series you're talking about? What relevance has this to what's going on?
Yes, we've never heard of another ninja series.
Good golly, no.
I had
the royal family? Aren't you worried?
Sometimes.
But yes, in fact, I hadn't even thought about this before, but you're one of the few people to provide their own headband, despite the number of headbands we had to hand out.
Yeah, there was actually
that's kind of
quite
Can you
lucky.
You go back quicker if.
Oh gosh,
It
you
was-
know, I actually watched this episode again, and I looked at the scene and I was thinking, I didn't even know what I was doing there. I just like trying to repeat words. So now, like, I look back at it and I think, oh, I wish I could do this again, you know?
She does trust you.
so much better now you know what you're doing.
Yes, yeah. I watch now. I kind of see what I'm trying to portray
We
here.
were here
Yeah,
5 minutes
I
ago.
think we've all kind of done that. Like I definitely know when I look back at like the first scenes I've recorded, and then the ones as we go through into the later episodes. Like I absolutely love the way I did Jaiku in episode 5, and I wish I could go back into like episode 3 and 4 and do that all over again. Do it in that exact style.
Do you hear that, Peter?
I heard it perfectly.
No, we're not going back and doing episode 3 and 4 again.
I'm scribbling script notes.
Ah, I can't fit into my outfit anymore. Like literally, I've put on so much weight since I started my new job. I actually cannot get the headband around my waist anymore. Makes me sad.
To extrapolate the shiny little nugget from that torrent of self-criticism, we all loved your performance in episode 5 as well.
Yeah, it's one of the things you gotta love. I think like nearly every actor loves playing a villain at some point.
I would imagine so. Yeah.
Hey.
It's like you played a villain in some scenes in the Ninjas, didn't you, Patrick?
Oh, yeah, I did. Actually, yeah.
Yes. See, I mean, you've had both sides of the coin with two different characters on that. And apart from the differences in the sort of styles of our production, how did you find that you approached Shark Den Den, the villain, differently from Seal Den Den, your more recent character?
I think it was less crazy, because like a Shark Den Den was supposed to be. I mean, it was like Paige's idea to be very. What's that word?
Eccentric.
Eccentric, yeah, that's the word. Oh, you got it out of my head. Yeah, very eccentric, and like Seal Den Den is less eccentric, so it's more composed, which is opposite of Shark. And I think being the bad guy, the villain, you can just be really expressive and really crazy, and you don't need to care what you're really doing, I think, yeah.
Yeah, with the kind of villains we have, it's like, it's quite melodramatic, the way that you play them, and that itself is just quite fun. It's fun to just let go and do a nice evil chuckle, like, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Freedom of that.
Then we leave
with the heroes, you have to be cool, composed, and well, okay,
Control.
maybe not me, but
your work here is done. Well, I say done.
Yeah.
No longer required.
yeah.
I tend to find a story comes together with a good bit more tension if it looks like the heroes don't have a clue what they're doing.
I think it's time that we let you.
It means that everyone's in the same boat when watching it.
I think the first 3 episodes in Ninja Spin-off is everyone's really on the same boat, just coming together. And I think at this episode it changes a little bit, that we kind of get idea of what we're going to do next.
Yeah, because up until this point, you just kind of know that Gun is still somewhere inside Alzek, and you're just trying to find a way to, yank him out of there and get him gone.
Oh, I like that word.
Get the ninja forceps.
I remember this day.
Yeah, I remember it clearly as well.
Yes. In fact, this would probably be the first day, I think, that you both filmed together.
Yes, I think it was. In fact, at this point, I am behind the camera with an umbrella in full outfit.
Yes, and when the other two beside me there are not staying in character, they're both looking at you with jealousy.
Not these days.
It was very wet. I'm surprised the camera didn't catch all the rain coming down.
I love this point.
Hey, that's my wallet.
I just love this. The idea of Alzek, this master ninja, getting mugged.
This may explain it.
Master Ninja's pushing it a bit.
Okay, like, I don't know, the senior ninja, I guess.
Yeah, seen getting robbed.
That little sign.
The country's motif has changed a bit lately.
Hey, we were reading that.
Sorry, I love that guy.
Okay, let's get out of here before someone steals our shoes.
Okay, I'm good.
I can use his scent to
Almost
find
doesn't
the
feel right commenting on this scene without Sean's input.
That-
Sean, who was the guy who grabbed the sign in that scene, in case anyone's confused.
Yeah, Sean played like the vast majority of the minions in this series, and I don't know what it is about the guy, but he just pulls off lanky like no one else.
Yeah, you could just tell.
God.
Seal, I've been meaning to.
Yeah, another scene where I totally clueless what I'm doing again, like just saying those words.
No shark den at all.
Yes, how did you
Yeah.
Prepare
for
for
emotional
emotional
freedom, you know, the freedom of Michael's more free-form approach to scenes compared to this more
I
scripted
can't really stop
version.
looking like him, I guess.
See, I quite like the scripted version.
But he's my
Like I
brother.
could actually get an idea what I'm trying to do.
You
But
surprised?
like with Michael, it's like do it at that
Well, I'd always
moment
put
and
his
improvise.
insanity down to
So
his upbringing.
doesn't
There
give
goes
you
that
much
theory.
doesn't give you much time
Well,
to really
nothing's that
think
simple.
or get
Plus,
into
it's
the
always
role
been that
to
way.
really try and act it out. And,
Seriously?
yeah. So
Yeah.
I like the script, but it's just at the moment of time I was filming, I just haven't seen a lot of people, so just coming out here and filming is kind of just kind of two different worlds, I think. Yeah.
Only in competition.
I said I didn't get to. Unfortunately, I didn't get to do
But when I
any
heard
recording
he
with
did
Michael
Terrible things.
back in the day,
I tried to find
so
him.
I've only really ever
I hope
had
I can bring him back.
Peter's
I'll never know.
methodology, and I have to say I love the scripts. They were very well paced, very well written, and he would hardly ever give you a challenge except for I think there was one scene in maybe episode 4 where I had literally a paragraph to recite in a single scene,
It's close.
and oh, that took me quite a while to memorize.
Well, Alex, that's very kind of you to recite all those compliments. I think I will now remove the gun from your head.
I really should have kept that chakra gun.
Oh, I remember this scene. Like, you know, like I think it's just this part,
Where's
like
the loot?
you can just see us and then just like sitting on the bench, just like
Well, half sitting on the bench.
half sitting, yeah, like not
Why,
fully
why,
sitting.
why on earth would you not commit to sitting on that fine bench, Patrick?
Memories.
It
come
was-
back like, yeah.
It was absolutely sodden, that's why. Like
Yeah.
literally, it didn't stop raining from the point that we got to the site.
Yeah.
So that
Brilliant.
bench was just
It's genjutsu.
absolutely soaking.
Technique
you
will let
know.
you hide things by
Yeah.
burning them.
Yeah, it was a. That's
When you
why
need them,
me and
ignite the
Steve,
remains, and it
Stephen?
knits them back together.
Oh, Stephen there plays Leon, yes.
Fire
Yeah,
back.
well, Leon character, we will both have to
Perfect
sit
hiding
on,
place.
have to sit on the bench, but we're both like kind of half sitting
Do you have a match?
on it because it was so wet.
Oh, I just remembered this episode has my favorite scene in it. Don't worry, I'll point it out when it comes up.
Please do. For God's sake, don't shut up as soon as you see your favourite scene.
Oh.
Well done, Leon. Now,
I think also
Let's see what we've got
Leon's
in here.
character is really good at explaining his like role, and his words are really long as well. I think. I'm impressed.
Yeah, Stephen was quite good. I really do like his Leon character and the way he plays him. Oh.
thank you.
Just before your character leaps in, Alex, and I know I'm more background material for the most part here, but since Steve's not here to comment on Leon himself,
Balzac.
I want it on record that Steve came on massively in terms of his delivery of dialogue between his original ninja appearance and now,
Let's not judge.
because he used to, with the greatest respect to the man, have enormous trouble projecting his words,
Which one of you two is
but his
behind?
delivery's gotten a whole lot better since then.
And there I am
Dun dun dun.
with my fabulous hair.
Windy hair.
You've taken what isn't yours. Wouldn't be a very good thief if I didn't. You
Oh
must be a man
God.
of intelligence.
I remember back now.
Speaking
I
of
was
projection,
still,
it's no mean feat that you managed to make all your lines audible through that mask.
yeah, that mask was really hard to talk through.
relieve me of my burden?
But I also feel like at that point I didn't really know how I wanted Jaiku to talk. So I think you can kind of hear it. I'm a bit hesitant with a few of the lines. Like, oh, there it is. That's my favorite scene. Simply because it took us like 4 takes to get it right, so it was 4 times Peter had to fall down on his face into the mud.
You know, at the time you said, I'll point out my favourite scene, I was genuinely clueless. I was thinking about, ooh, which one could it be? And then a split second before that happened, I thought, oh, I know exactly what he enjoyed the most.
No, that was actually quite a fun thing to watch, actually, seeing you do the first time. It was really good, but didn't see your whole person inside the shot, so...
Yeah, that was the issue. Like, either he would fall out of shot or his hand would fall out of shot, or I think one of them was just you didn't fall correctly at all.
I'm sure one of them, Sean, noticed that the shot was about to go correctly, so he suddenly shook the camera just to make sure it went wrong.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Great times. The chase scene. Another one of my favorite points. Particularly with all the effects that you managed to get into it.
I'll follow him. You take the right path and cut him off.
Never split the party.
Yeah. I did see this part. I didn't see what you guys were doing, so you guys went out for quite a long time.
Yeah.
Part.
And now I'm gone.
That was a cool effect, I would say.
It was.
Clone jutsu.
That was in Peter's living room with a green screen.
I felt it was very important that we do what I have just colloquially come to know as the ninja wallpaper effect.
Just untie me.
Because it seemed like a pretty crucial missing piece from our arsenal so far.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it is a fantastic effect, and you used it fantastically in the series. Oh. And Patrick knows something that the others don't.
Yes. Chakra compass. Still trying to understand what that is at the moment.
It's only taken you so many years.
Yeah.
It was like, wasn't it you drew it on your hand and it was synced to a certain type of chakra, which I think it was dark that maybe? I can't remember.
Yeah.
And then it followed me around. Ingenious.
Yeah, I didn't know that until like I rewatched it again. It's like, really? I can detect dark chakra. So I went through that, I was like, oh yeah.
And here I was thinking that Peter just wanted me to look at my hand every so often.
Help me with this seal.
Well, that was written in to try and go along with the symbology theme. Now, what a lot of people might not know is that Seal is one of the characters where you yourself, Patrick, who were going to play, actually had a lot of input at the ideas stage early on.
Yes.
So, how does your original concept for Seal in your head compare with how it turned out, do you think?
Oh, actually, my concept of Seal was actually supposed to be quite positive, light, and really bubbly, but like I think when P was trying to write out this the character, it was really different from what I had in mind. So I kind of just went along with it, I guess.
Tarot cards. A good psychological trick.
Yes, I think perhaps some of the bubbliness did sink to the background.
Just like your tricks.
I tried to keep the elements in there, but this episode particularly, I was promoting more of the sort of the sagely element of his character.
So how are you keeping up with me?
Yeah, the sagely part. I like looked at the bloopers. I actually found it much more funnier. I was like, yeah, he should be in there.
You don't say. So the source of my stealth is what's helping you track me. The irony.
Yep. It doesn't matter where you go. I'll find you.
So then, to get away, I'll have to kill you.
Surprisingly, actually, in this scene, this fight scene, I actually knew what I was doing because it was mainly a lot of movements and fighting, so I was actually much more comfortable doing this scene than like all the talking that I've been
It's
previously trying to do?
It's actually the same with me. I used to do drama back in the secondary school, and all my favorite points were doing actual physical scenes. And I used to do some stuff for my old church group, some theatre stuff. And I ended up always being the rag doll. I think there was one play we did where I got punched in the face and was meant to fall back, but when I got punched, I over-exaggerated my jump and I actually ended up flipping. So instead of landing on my back, I flipped backwards and landed on my face.
Sorry, that must have hurt.
It was fine. I knew how to break a fall, so it didn't really hurt. But
I'm glad you came onto that actually, because I mean we knew from that your attitude when we'd been in sort of pre-production, if you can call it that, for the Ninja spin-off, that you're definitely game for most things, it seemed. But even I was surprised with just how willing you were to throw yourself around at the moment's notice.
Yeah, well, it was part of the territory. It's like I said, it's like my character is meant to get hit and meant to take a fall. It's like the best way to make it look good, just take the hit or just do the fall.
Yeah, I mean that little choreography sequence between the two of you with the pole is a perfect example. I think when you were getting hit, I was just like, right now, I just want you to fall over as painlessly as you can, and then you go and do this this massive great twirl as you're falling.
Well, it's all the little things.
It was a good fall.
I can attack at any moment.
Oh, don't get me wrong, visually it looks great. I was just, at the time, I was really worried you were going to hurt yourself.
Please, if I worried about every time I hurt myself, I'd never get anything done.
Let me do likewise. What? It's the beginning of the end.
So you did some drama stuff before. Because I looked at the back in the episode, like when you came in and started talking, actually you have a voice already, you know? When I started, I totally don't have a voice to project myself, an idea of how to act in front of the camera. So have you been on camera before, or is it just mainly drama?
It was drama in school. I did 2 years of it for my standard grade, where I did a little bit of recording just for my class results, and then I did some talent show productions. One of the years I was the host, where I had to do an Elvis impression. So I came in like a leather jacket with the whole quill in the hair and everything. And then, like I said, back at my old church group, we used to do like yearly plays, which were always fun because I ended up playing the villain.
So this should be perfect for you then.
Yeah, well, like I said, the main reason I really got interested, and I believe it was I actually asked Peter if I could take part in any film productions that he had going on at the time. And
it's a proud moment.
Yeah, the main reason.
Asked before or since.
Like I said, the main reason I did that was because I do really enjoy acting as a hobby. So this was fantastic for me. I loved every single moment of it.
Could I have that as a recording just on its own and in writing, please?
Maybe if you're good for Christmas.
Christmas has passed. Sorry, I don't want to date this, but so returning to you, Patrick, on the subject of acting, does that mean that prior to Michael's series, was that the first acting you'd done, or had you done other things with friends?
You know, actually, Michael's the first acting kind of project I've ever done with, and being on screen as well. So this, I'm actually really glad that I could actually come on this series, because I wanted to have that kind of develop more of my on-screen personality, I guess. I find it's a really interesting kind of experience. I think, even though I'm not pretty much like 90-80% of all the time in the screen show, like I'm just not sure what I'm doing. But when I look back now, I'm like, oh, I quite like it actually. Yeah, I like the experience.
Someone who can combat mind jutsu.
Since you asked me to come on the series, so
I don't like the post. I have picked up a couple of tricks
enjoyed actually coming back on screen. So
sorry, but the way you fight isn't a completely
Well, yeah, I mean,
different ballpark.
you know, with the unfortunate exception of when you had to leave the series very suddenly, it was your dedication cannot be cannot be equaled. It was fantastic to have you on board.
So as things stand,
Quite
I'm the
enjoyed
best you've got. And if you need
the
more proof,
walk and the journey.
I've had that amulet for several months now, and I'm still me.
He does have a point.
I don't like it. He'll run at the first opportunity.
Not unless we use this.
Oh,
This is a twin suit tag.
I remember
On
this
side
tag.
is a tracking seal, so we
It
know
makes a
where
lot
you
of
are.
trouble for my
And on the other
character,
side,
doesn't it?
This is a fire seal.
Well,
If
we
you
don't
try
see
and
again, do
remove
we,
it,
in the later
it'll
episodes.
explode.
No, we actually don't.
If you're really with us, you'll take it.
See, this is the thing, and this is sort of just coming back to me now. Yes, you're correct, Patrick. The seal, the tag doesn't appear
Excellent.
again after
We're all
this.
friends now.
It's just kind
What
of
do we call
assumed to be there, and its job is done by the
Welcome
fact
to
that
the team.
Jaiku stays the whole time. But
Sorry.
now this is the interesting thing. We quite recently, or actually, well, I'm losing track of time, so it might not be that recently,
Our
but
ritual expert.
we filmed
No
some
one
new
necessarily
material with Jaiku. Alex
like the
will
only
remember
thing left
this.
to do.
For
Hey,
the story to follow
That's the guy
the
that
ninja
stole my
spin-off.
wallet.
In that scene, a line which I somehow
again.
didn't end up writing in. I can't quite forget why, but can't quite remember why. But there was supposed to be part of that scene where Jaiku is still wearing the tag from the ninja spin-off, and that it was either going to be Jaiku agrees to help Alzak in exchange for him finally getting the thing off of him, or else Alzak was just going to rip it straight off him, and it turns out that it was just a piece of paper all along.
Yeah, I remember recording that now.
Because I think that particular part of the scene got dropped in the end. I don't think we actually recorded that bit, but yes, but that anyway. Nonetheless, that's a possible conclusion to that, which is now just exists in the ether. Now, as we reach the credit sequence for this episode, it's a bit of an awkward transition at this moment, because there's still the epilogue of the episode to go, so we've still got another 8 minutes or so left. But neither of you are actually in that, so for the rest of the time we can talk about whatever you want.
Sounds like we're not talking anymore.
Good.
I
That's
guess.
what I'd like to hear. In fact, one thing that I would like to address, since it only takes up a small part of the next episode, is your part, Patrick, in episode 4. Because obviously that's the episode where your character departs. Seems a little bit odd to be chatting about this over a comedy scene like the one that's playing. But if we go just a little bit into what happened around the time that you were going to be departing for Hong Kong, so weren't going to be able to continue with the series. Do you remember, for example, the last filming day that we did?
Oh yeah, I think it was I think it's in episode 4, like where you face off this bad guy. I can't remember his name. Dom something.
Yep. Dominic. Yeah,
Dominic.
that's the guy.
Yeah.
No. Dominion.
Dominion. Yeah, I think that was my last.
And in fact, the chap who's in that scene but but wasn't there to film on that particular day is yourself, Alex.
Yes. That episode was quite a big focus for both Seal and Jaiku. Obviously, Seal's final scene and a little bit of Jaiku's background happening at that time.
How do you know my name?
And because our time with you was limited, Patrick, we were the material that you filmed in that one day for episode 4. That was the entirety of your appearance in episode 4. Although of course you very kindly lent us the shirt from your costume so that we could have Sean double up as you for a couple of scenes.
Yeah. So that. On that day actually when we filmed that bad guy, Dominion. Yeah, I was really ill at the time. I remember being really ill, so it was like had the chronic throats. But yeah, I just remember being ill.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't come across. I don't believe anyway. Because your delivery in the final version anyway is pretty clear for the most part. Yeah, you see why we don't really need to talk about this scene, because apart from neither of yourselves being in, it's just 5 minutes worth of combat slapstick.
Well, a little bit of that, and then a little bit of setup for episode 4, in a way.
And in fact, we'll be in the final shot. We'll be seeing the same place where Dominion's battle was filmed, with both Seal and Jaiku.
Yeah, I still think that's one of my favorite battle scenes in the whole of the series. Right next to the one involving us in the final episode, being my absolute favorite. It's just the whole concept of the Dominion, a guy who doesn't actually get his hands dirty himself, but just has this nearly endless legion of people to throw at you. It made for some interesting fight scenes and situations. Mostly me getting hugged by people in sweaters.
We say people, we mean Sean.
Yeah, 4 times the Sean, 4 times the fun.
Now, of course, another thing for that last day that we filmed, Patrick, was that probably apart from Dominion, the most major scene that we did was Seal and Alec meeting Jin at his bar. Yeah, it's kind of hard to relate the two, but they did happen on the filming was all on the one day.
Without your weapon.
How did you find the what was essentially the reuniting of Jin, Shark, and Alzek, or the same actors?
Yeah.
We'll see.
That was an interesting meeting, and also seeing people's lives as well, how we moved on since the ninjas. But I didn't initially meet
Andrew Dykes,
yeah,
who played Jin.
Yeah, because we were quite separated in the episode when Michael filmed it. So we know of him, but we just haven't seen him in real life.
I see. So was the fight between Shark, Alzek, and Jin? Was that your first meeting with Andrew Dykes?
Oh yes, it was actually. Yes, actually, it was the first time. Yeah. So that was because Michael was still working out how we're all connected, but we've actually not met each other until that first time when me in your battle in Shark Den and Alzak.
Okay. So would that make that barroom scene? Would that be the second time you'd ever met Andrew Dykes?
Yes, it was the second time.
If you had asked me why I took it, I don't honestly think
we did try and build
answer.
into the scene a little something to play off the fact that not only was Shark Seal's brother, and obviously Jin would know that, but Alzek was also there in the battle.
All across the land.
And that shot we're ending on there is the battle scene for the Dominion fight. And as we close out the episode, I'd just like to thank you both very much for providing commentary.
It was a delight.
Yes, no problem. Great being here.
And thank you anyone who's been listening. See you all later.
See ya.